let's talk about the game itself. Jackson State fell short to North Carolina Central. I'm pretty sure everyone has, uh, discussed it in different forms and things of that nature. So, I mean, we won't just hash on the whole game per se. But this was a game that I personally think, I think that North Carolina Central really kind of got control of this game early on and never really lost it. Even though it seemed like Jackson State was getting a little momentum, I really think that they kept their foot on the throttle and kept control of this game. And it was some better coaching, I think, on the North Carolina Central side. I think that they were a lot more prepared. And I know some people have said, well, they had time to prepare since they hadn't played since like November 12th or something like that. That's not necessarily true because they didn't know who they were playing until after the SWAC championship. They had to wait on the SWAC championship just to know who they were playing. So it's not like they were preparing for a team without even knowing who was going to win the SWAC. But if you all saw the game, you want to comment on the game, and I want to talk. I'm going to save the whole situation with the drop pass at the end of the game for later. But just on the game itself, did you all agree? Do you think that Jackson State got out coached in this game? Do you think that North Carolina was underrated as far as their talent? What do you think?
I think that he got out coached. There were several instances throughout the game when the cameras went to Coach Prime. He was just standing there like a deer in headlights. It's almost like he didn't know what was being called, or he was trying to figure out what was being called. It was just strange to see him not as energetic as he normally would be on the sidelines, because I've watched a few Jackson State games this year, and he's always kind of been energetic, interactive with the kids and things like that. It was almost like he was being reflective on the sidelines and not really coaching. Like, this is my last game here at Jackson State. I'm just sit here and just take it all in. And that's the look that he had every time the cameras went over there on it. Just not the interactions and the things that I'm accustomed to seeing, throughout his 3-year tenure here at Jackson State. So I don't know what he was thinking about. There were way too many instances where the Jackson State had to just come back and be, just to be relevant. But the other team definitely was way more in control, had control of the game from the kickoff. And Prime got out-coached the entire game.
Well, I say this. I think that it was a real good game, but people don't realize if you don't play competition, we'll never know what kind of coach you are. See, as long as you ahead by 25, 30 points, there's no in-game adjustments. You got more horses than the other guy. I've said that about other coaches as well. But North Carolina Central, they came to play. And, Jackson State came to play. But the quarterback from North Carolina Central, he looks like a quarterback. He's the one of maybe two guys I see all year actually look like a quarterback. This guy can run, he can throw. He got a chance to go to the NFL because he's a very good quarterback. They ain't used to seeing that. They used to seeing a deer in headlights, some guy because he got a little speed and he can throw the ball further than the next guy. They put him back there quarterback. Nah, this guy here was a quarterback. So looking at the game, I think it was a very competitive game. Referees tried to get a game of Jackson State on several occasions. Am I lying? Am I telling the truth? I mean, the calls were just ridiculous at some point. Guys committing personal fouls. Travis Hunter pushed the guy. No flag. Say, man, come on. Who are y'all for? You supposed to be neutral. You the referee. Act like he got some money on the game. So, I think the team that deserved to win won, and it humbled Jackson State a little bit. Now, people make excuses. Oh, well, the kids went into it and all that. No, that game went to overtime. Them guys played hard, but they just had a better team in front of them. The MEAC get the best of them more often than not, and that's exactly what happened.
So I felt like the offense had a good game for Jackson State. They put up big numbers. They scored 34 points. But the defense never made adjustments. They would just pin their ears back and chase after the quarterback right up the field, and North Carolina Central would just go right past them. On the fake punt that they had, those guys blew up the field, straight up the field like they were going to block the punt, and they missed the up back that caught the direct snap and just ran right past them. That's like, you hardly ever see somebody get that many yards on a fake punt. Normally you get enough for a first down or something like that. That dude ran like 50 yards because everybody ran the opposite direction past him and had no idea he was gone. So they didn't play discipline at all on defense, and I think it came back to bite them. I think that they've had a great season, but this has to leave a bitter taste that you get to the championship game and it doesn't happen again. And I thought that the coach for North Carolina Central, what's his name? Oliver, I think last name's Oliver. And he cracked the joke the other day saying that he would have taken half of the money that Colorado offered Deion if they would have came his way. But he said that it was satisfying to get the win because Deion had been talking about and this and that and dominating. And he said, I think the quote was, he can take that and one, talking about that one loss back to Boulder, Colorado. So, you're talking about a team that was geared up to play them. Like Ray said, they weren't afraid. They weren't intimidated by Jackson State by any means. They started out in control. They maintained it, and they were able to get a win.
Roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. Roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.